They called her the daughter of thunder, a woman born to rule in a world where women were meant to kneel. Some say she built an empire, others whispered she built a graveyard. Her name was Amina, Queen of Zazzau, and this is where our story begins. A new season exploring the women who built, bled for, and ruled their worlds. She rode with 20,000 men, and when the dust settled, the world called her dangerous. But power, it never comes without a price, does it? Northern Nigeria, 15th century. The air, thick with dust and trade. Caravans from the Sahara dragging salt, gold and slaves along routes older than memory. In the city-state of Zazzau, one of the Hausa kingdoms, power was never guaranteed. It was negotiated through blood, marriage and war. Amina was born into that world, daughter of Bakwa Turunku, the queen who ruled Zazzau with a steel will and a steady hand. The palace was her playground, the armory her classroom. When her mother died, Amina didn't just inherit a throne, she inherited enemies. Brothers, generals, rival kings, each asking the same question. Can a woman rule us? Her answer came not in words, but in war. They say she trained every day with the cavalry, a sword in one hand, a spear in the other. Her first campaign began soon after her coronation. She rode north, striking at the Katsina and Kano kingdoms, not to defend Zazzau, but to expand it. 20,000 soldiers, an army larger than some nations. Villages that resisted were burned, their leaders executed, survivors forced to pay tribute, or worse. In oral tradition, they call her victories legendary. In the records of neighboring states, they call them massacres. And maybe both are true. Because history, especially the kind written by the victors, rarely agrees on what justice looks like. She built defensive walls, tall earthen ramparts still standing in parts of northern Nigeria today. The people call them Amina's walls. They stretched for miles, part fortress, part warning. To enemies, she was thunder on horseback. To her soldiers, she was divine. To conquered peoples, she was the storm that never passed. One legend says she took a lover from every city she conquered, then ordered him executed by morning. Is it true? Or is it fear twisted into folklore? That depends on who you ask. After more than 3 decades of war, Queen Amina's empire stretched across Hausaland. She controlled trade routes, secured markets, and opened the Sahel to commerce. But, you know, no one lives forever. Accounts of her death are as blurred as the borders she drew. Some say she was killed in battle at Atagara. Others say she was betrayed by her own generals. Her body was never found. Only the echo of her name, Amina, daughter of thunder. Centuries later, Nigeria remembers her as a symbol of female power. Statues, currencies, and schoolbooks praise her as a heroine, but historians still argue, was she a liberator or a conqueror in a crown? Maybe she was both, because power, real power, is never clean. It rises from violence, from fear, from the kind of will that doesn't ask permission. And maybe that's why Amina still haunts the African imagination. She's not a story of good or evil. She's a story of what it cost to be both. Her empire, stories of power, blood and legacy.